Hi, I'm with Micah Desforges from Jackalope Festival, and we're going to be talking about the festival that's coming up. You know, it's just a few days away now, and you can see he is down at the Virginia Beach oceanfront where they're setting up. He's giving us a little sneak peek of what's happening down there. A lot's happening down there, and I know there's a lot of structures being built and different things like that. But do you just want to give us a little preview as we get started? Just, what's behind you and what you guys are working on?
For sure. So right now we have like the concrete skate park that we're pouring right now is going to be built for the weekend only. We have a vert ramp also being built right on the ocean front. That's where we'll have Tony to perform a legendary demo happening on Saturday. The whole event is happening this weekend. It's free for the public. There's going to be base jumping, rock climbing. We also have skimboarding on the ocean, a beach volleyball tournament, DJs and food trucks, lots of things to see, lots of things to do. And it's this weekend by 35th.
And let's hope the weather, is all good this weekend. And I think it should be. Hopefully, we'll cross our fingers on that. But I guess to start, because you're right at the ocean front. Why Virginia Beach? This is the first location in the United States at all, and so to bring it here to the ocean. Is it the mix of surf and the surf culture and skating down here, or what is it?
Definitely. So you guys have a huge skate culture, and even Tony Hawk, who goes back all the way to the 80s when he first came in, I think 86 or 87, and I'd say second at a competition on Mount Trashmore. Virginia Beach played a part in his story. He came back in the early 2000s. We got the ECSC also, the surfing contest has been around for 60 years. So, Virginia Beach has a lot of culture in the action sports space, and we really want to pay homage to it by bringing this event to life. We're Canadian, you might have to tell with the accent. So we're from Montreal, and we've been running in Montreal, Canada for the past 10 years. And with this initiative, I think we're really trying to bring back more Canadian to Virginia Beach. So, help out the tourism aspect of it and celebrate the action sport community by also doing so.
Absolutely. And I just want to read off, we have like vert showdown, skateboarding, bouldering, base jump, skimboarding, motocross, and a volleyball tournament. That is a whole bunch of activity right on the sand. And can you just tell us a little bit about like what it's going to be like out there, what the vibe's going to be like? From videos that are playing, from promos to past Jackalope festivals you've had, it seems to be a very high energy, very excited crowd to be out there, very supportive. Can you just tell us a little bit about what we can expect?
It's going to be epic. Like, I really want everyone to kind of grasp the energy that's going to be on the beach for the next 3 days this weekend. Starting Friday evening, we have skateboarding best trick. So this is pretty unique. We've got over 100 athletes performing, and every time they do a good tricks, they get money. They get instantly paid. So there's money flying to those skaters, and that creates an intensity that is pretty unique, I would say, in action sports as a whole. We got also, like, as you mentioned, lots of other things like other sports competition. But I would say the highlight is going to be on Saturday night when Tony Hawk and his friends are doing the vert showdown. That's the half pipe that you are seeing on the screen right now being built. I would say come early. It's a free event on the ocean front, and you really don't want to miss the action. It's going to be packed. And we've really heard from a lot of people from the community that this event is something special, giving the history, but also what we're building right now. Again, behind me, we have this world-class skate park being built. We also have a world-class rock climbing wall. We got folks jumping from the rooftop of the Hilton Hotel with parachutes. So there's nowhere else in America where you can see all those sports and those communities combined, and it's at such a beautiful location that I hope everyone can come down here, enjoy the weather, and hopefully we get some sunshine and beach action.
Absolutely. I just want to bring it back to maybe when you started, Jackalope, or just getting this going. what was, the main reason? I mean, I'm sure there's other festivals around, the United States and Canada that maybe have some elements, of what's happening. But can you tell us a little bit about, why did you create Jackalope? I mean, what has that culture been like and, developing that?
Yeah, great question. So I've always been a skateboarder myself, and I started skateboarding because I saw Tony Hawk in the 90s when he did his 900. It was like two spin and a half, basically. He performed that trick at X Game. It was live on ESPN, and at the time I was living in the middle of a dirt road. And, like, picture like my only neighbor was a farm, a barn. My whole life was going to be like, I'm going to become a farmer and have that life. But I saw I saw, like, Tony Hawk do his tricks, and that moment kind of sparked my passion towards skateboarding. I started a skateboard brand. Down the road, I also started Jackalope Festival in 2012 in Montreal, and it really came full circle the day I saw Tony Hawk walk our vert ramp in Montreal and now in Virginia Beach. So I think for us, why we're starting this, it's really to empower men and women, boys and girls towards action sports. We're proud to say we have equal cash prize between men and women, and equality is key. And we really want to support the athletes that are trying to live out of their passion. So I think Jackalope is all about passion, and we say, like, our communities, our vendors, our suppliers have lots to give. So come and meet some of those athletes, and maybe that will change your life.
Yeah, and I mean, what a full circle moment to maybe be inspired by Tony Hawk, and now you're bringing him to a new place, in the United States for you all, and a place that's special to him too. You mentioned, Mount Trashmore and that being, a site for him, and his sort of, I guess, growth as a skateboarder. But you're bringing some, other big names here, and you're talking about inspiring kids. I mean, there are some local guys. I think Colin Graham, he's a local skateboarder. So
Yeah.
having, people on site, maybe you look up to them. I mean, is that important to you?
Oh, 100%. We've kind of dived into the local culture, and everyone has been so welcoming, and there's some beautiful people helping us all along the way, from small details to, you know, groundwork right now behind me. But you mentioned athletes, and what we're trying to do is, showcase the past, the present, and the future of the community locally, but also nationally. So yes, Colin Graham is one of the key athletes. He'll be featured during the Saturday night vert demo. He's our local vert guy. He's killing it, and I think it's really someone to watch. On the younger side, we have kids like JB2, which is a young skater, surfer, and also a snowboarder. He's trying to be like the first ever professional in all three sports: surf, skate, and snowboarding. And it's just inspiring to see great parents supporting that kid. And like you mentioned, there's a lot of history and cool stories about the past and the legacy of the skateboarding community in Virginia Beach. So these are all great reasons why it was a no-brainer to put on this event, and we're pretty proud to have a 3-year commitment from the city of Virginia Beach to put this thing together every year.
Right. And so, this is really the building blocks, for the next 2 years. You guys are going to keep it going and I guess see, from this year what you can take to next year, but also see, I guess, what else you can add. Although I don't know what else you could add because it seems you guys are covering, the whole range of action sports here. I mean, I guess I'm just curious, but you're bringing in, base jumping and you're bringing in, skydiving opportunities. I mean, how important was that, sort of adding that sky element, if you will, into some of these other, typical sort of skating, events that you all have?
Well, skydiving is pretty common, but base jumping is pretty rare. Usually people never stop base jumping. That's when you jump from an object with your parachute, and we're doing a precision landing contest. So we have a target that the base jumpers have to aim for the bullseye, basically, on the beach. So this is going to be pretty exciting. It's wind dependent. So we're in a coastal environment, so obviously if the wind permits, which right now Friday night looks good, it's going to happen every evening, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If the winds are not great, well, we'll have to wait. Safety first. But it is what it is. I think for someone to see base jumping live, it's pretty unique. And I think we're trying to create this family of passionate people where you have base jumping, rock climbing, skimboarding. You also have motocross, beach volleyball, and all those communities rarely or never come together in one event. And I think that's the beauty of Jackalope is you can walk from one sport or one stage to another and meet super cool people, see some of the athletes in action. And there's a lot of things you can try also as a spectator. We have over 50 vendors, 10 food trucks, DJs. We have after parties. It's going to be a blast. And we're really kind of excited and nervous at the same time, given the fact that it's our first big event in the US. But I think we have the support and hopefully we'll have the weather. So stay tuned.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think the one big thing I also want to mention is it's free. It's free to come out. It's free to, attend and maybe try some of these activities. I mean, how important is that element? I mean, I'm sure, I think you guys could have sold tickets and people would have been interested, but to have it free and to have it be an open opportunity, how important was that?
I think it's part of our mission, to kind of showcase the athlete, the sport, and hopefully inspire as many people as possible through the accessibility of what we're doing. So yes, we could have sold tickets and maybe help, cover the cost and grow the event. But I feel it's better if we can bring people, friends and family and relatives to just come and enjoy and have a good day at the beach. And at the same time, we see some of the world-class athletes on some of the best infrastructure out there. So for us, it's really how can we bring more people towards those communities and inspire them. That really kind of drove that decision. And I think moving forward, we want to keep the free model forever. And hopefully we get the support from the business community to keep that dream alive.
Absolutely. And I know that people are going to have an opportunity to see, some of these top athletes and also some up and comers, and actually get a feel for it. But, are there opportunities to sort of speak with them, to hang out with them? Is that part of, the festival, sort of getting to interact with some of these athletes?
Yeah, 100%. And we have lots of cool people that are just kind of walking around the site that you can interview and you can talk to. And that's the beauty about Jackalope is it's super like accessible and approachable. So for example, we had this guy, Chad Caruso, who skated across America in 57 days. He's going to be back here during the weekend and he doesn't have an official meet and greet, but if you know him and you see him, just go out there and take his hand and start talking with him. I think it's the same with all the different athletes and all the sports that we represent. They're all super approachable and they're all really kind of passionate people that want to share their stuff. So I think one key element about Jackalope is how accessible and friendly the athletes are. And something I would add is it's pretty unique also that you have access to the skate park. So we have the competitions on the skate park and the rock climbing wall and the ramp, but we also have windows of time where the general public can register, sign a waiver, and go and try the infrastructures. And I think that's pretty unique because when you think of the big event, the US Open, X Game, or whatever, the general public would never be allowed on those competitive, class infrastructure. So really, again, try to live towards our mission, which is accessibility and making sure it's done in a safe and controlled environment. And Jackalope is, things to see, things to do, lots of good times. And yeah, we're super stoked.
That's great. Yeah. And I think, that fits in with your key mission, I guess, having these opportunities and having these places for people to actually try it out, see what it's like, maybe get them inspired to continue with it. I guess I feel like I have a good idea of what, what's going to happen out there. But I guess for you, I mean, is there one event in particular? Are you really excited to see the Vert Showdown just like you would have been, seeing Tony Hawk for the first time? Is that something you're looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to kind of experience and take in everything because I'm a skateboarder, but I'm also a rock climber, but I'm a fan of, adrenaline junkies. So I really want to see everything and anything. What you're seeing on screen is also a girl named Reese Nelson. She's 10 years old and she's going to be doing the vertical. And if you ask me, she's as exciting as Tony to see skate. Maybe not as well, But I think that's what Jackalope is all about. Who's the next Tony Hawk? Who's the next generation of athletes that are going to be pushing the limits? So yes, come and check out Tony, but maybe go and shake hands and watch for the next generation, because skateboarding and rock climbing are going to be in the Olympics for next 3 games. So all the way to 2032, action sports are going to be all over the place. And I'm sure we can find some local talent and support them and give them a place to shine.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're listening and you heard it here first, bring your skateboard, get out there this weekend, and actually check out what some of the people that you're watching are doing, and give it a shot. Oh wow, you can see it right there. Um, yeah, so you're getting a look here of everyone who's watching of all the setup. I mean, it looks like you guys have really gotten through a lot. I mean, right there you see the skate area and you see the half pipe there.
We'll
And
have skimboarding around across this way. We have also skydiving, so you can pay and jump on and land on the beach. Skydiving component, there's a big jump component. There's the beach volleyball tournament. There's DJs and food trucks. There's so much stuff and so much entertainment that I really hope people kind of come and check it out. But only time will tell. And so far, so good. I would say the hype is real, and we're getting message every single day. And I'm like, hey, can I get a VIP pass, or how can I get there? Blah, blah, blah. But remember, folks, the event is free. Come and enjoy. And June 2nd to June 4th, be a pleasure to see you on the beach.
awesome. And it's right on 31st Street. It's right near Neptune. And it'll take up, the beach right and left over there. I think some people are asking. So just want to make sure they know it's on 31st Street. Check it out. It starts Friday and it'll go through the weekend. So praying for good weather for you all out there, and a really good turnout. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate as well the time, the opportunity to share what we're doing, and looking forward to see you on the beach.
Absolutely. We'll see you this weekend at Jackalope. Thank you.